If you're black, you already know what I just did with my hair. But I do believe that the key to our liberation, the key to our resistance is pain. And by pain, I mean like the toleration for discomfort, the toleration for friction, the toleration for distress. So much of like all of our lives right now, regardless of like what demographic you belong to, has been streamlined. Like everything that we do today, every single like technological advancement is about reducing friction, making things easier, creating less barriers to completing a specific action. And a byproduct of this is our inability to sit with even like the smallest of discomforts. Waiting in a line, making small talk, having to do research before making a purchase, meeting someone new, having to pick up the phone and call somebody for help or to get something done. That is not an accident. It is very much something that keeps us sedated, and it puts us in a position where we are too docile to resist. And this is why I say it doesn't matter what demographic you belong to. You know what I mean? Because, like, even if you're a white person, and obviously like you benefit from white supremacy and like racism or whatever, like your unwillingness to sit with the discomfort of that fact is part of what's keeping you bound. It's part of what's keeping you caught up and buyed into these like oppressive systems, all propped up by white supremacy that harm you too, even as a white person. So like this is why I believe that like we should all be making it a regular practice to, on a damn near daily basis, like engage with friction like actively. Like slowly build up your tolerance for discomfort, slowly build up your tolerance for pain. And I feel like when we think pain, we think like suffering and like, violence or whatever, but like boredom is pain, confusion is pain, grief is pain. Like there's so many different like types of pain that we experience that we don't even see as that because we have completely removed it from our lives. Like look at all the discourse on here that has come about, like interpersonal interactions or relationships that all kind of boil down to like inconvenience and who we deem is like worth an inconvenience, or like the personal affront that some people feel that people may want to inconvenience them, and that says that those people are bad or like see them as less valuable. You know what I mean? Like that is not an accident. Like that is not separate from all of this. Like we are so subjugated and like disenfranchised and beat down and broken down on a daily basis across the board that it makes us struggle with even like considering what real collective liberation could look like. It's part of why we can't mobilize. It's part of why we're having such a hard time with like actually like coming together in a coordinated effort across the nation. You know what I mean? Like that's not accidental. And so when we have been sedated in this way and things like, facial recognition come out, your face being taken, a picture being taken of your face at the airport, face ID, touch ID, surveillance on a mass scale disguised behind like all these different like e-commerce conveniences or things that are designed to like make your life easier, but actually like on the back end rob you of something sovereign that like belongs to you, that should be your right, like just by virtue of existing as a person. And so this is why I say like we need to examine our personal like relationship with discomfort, because like not knowing that, not building a relationship with that, not building up your distress tolerance, like it puts you at the mercy of these oppressive systems. It makes you an easier victim. It makes you someone who's like easy to kind of subjugate. You know what I mean? And like if you're not someone who is willing to sit in the discomfort of getting to know yourself, engaging in conflict, like just very basic human things that are just like intrinsic to like the human experience, it's gonna be so difficult for you like in these coming years. Like things are about to get so difficult for people who are like that, and like there are going to be people who are so willing to like sell their souls over, sell their bodily autonomy, sell their like sovereignty over to these like overlords, because like they just want to be told what to do, they want to be told what to think, they're just too exhausted by like existing as a human. And that's why I say like it's getting to this point now where like maintaining your sovereignty is getting more and more difficult by the day. So like if you are not building up that tolerance, like if you are not working on your relationship with like discomfort and like not immediately running away or like running to your coping mechanisms or whatever when that happens, like I hate to imagine what this time is going to look like for you. And it's no coincidence that like we're seeing all this rise in content around like regulating your nervous system and like how to, really learn what it is to be safe and all this stuff. Like our safety is being hijacked. And like that's why I say it's like the key to our liberation. Like they are like intentionally destabilizing us in every way, like mentally, physically, like spiritually, all of it, so that we don't know what safety feels like. So we don't know what normal feels like. And then anything goes. Anything that's better than what you're feeling right now will be fantastic. So they'll willfully manufacture your suffering and then give you the key to your liberation, which is several thousands of orders less than what your actual liberation, sovereignty, autonomy, life should look like. Just some stuff to think about.